I'm gonna use the other one now, so that way, it's not gonna bleed through this audio on. 15 seconds over there.
Oh, we started?
Yeah.
Oh,
I can
hey,
really-
welcome back to the podcast, the NuB Podcast. We're doing it live, I guess. Just knock it out.
I played prank on you.
I'm the Merce.
This is Felton.
Ignore anything that you heard when the music was playing, if you heard anything. And
didn't.
don't try to go back and cut out the audio or the music so you can hear what we were saying, because it was really bad.
It was naughty.
Yeah, it
Excuse
was
me.
horrible. All right, so, I guess the first thing I want to talk about, and I specifically said I wasn't going to talk to you about this until we got on the podcast
Mhm.
because of this. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Yeah.
How many times did your eyes sweat? Did you get sweaty
Oh,
eyes?
not at all. None.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're serious?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So I almost got sweaty eyes at
Really?
one point in time.
Well, this is a role reversal.
I
right
know,
here.
this is, wow.
Oh my god.
Were you watching the movie, or were you busy, doing the popcorn trick on someone? Or?
No. Actually, I was busy coming up with a new Dutch oven recipe
Oh, I see.
for some kielbases.
So you were just playing that out the whole time the movie was playing?
I was really into it. This ideas I've been bouncing around with sauerkraut and all manner of things. So it really
sauerkraut's
kinda...
not necessarily revolutionary. If you want to be revolutionary, you got to be like cabbage.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I just blew your mind, didn't I?
That was the key I was missing the whole time. I got lost in Kurt Russell's eyes at the beginning of the film.
And his feathery hair.
That
That
young
sweet 70s.
David Hasselhoff, Kurt Russell was absolutely incredible.
So what did you think of the movie?
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I did not think it was better than the first movie.
No.
But I wasn't disappointed by any
not
means.
at all.
The opening, and I don't care if it's spoilers because you guys have had a week.
It's 7 days.
That opening credits where Baby Groot's dancing around and all the action's happening behind him, that was priceless. That was
pretty
absolutely priceless.
That was an interesting storytelling method too,
Yes, it was great.
because you get the whole idea of what they've been doing. They're almost like
yeah, they become closer. They're more of a family now.
yeah, they're almost like mercenaries type of thing going on.
Yeah.
Getting hired out and I just and what a great montage in the beginning, but that really does set up the plot twists and turns for the rest of the film, because those people that they are messing around with are through the whole movie.
Yeah.
They're throwing monkey wrenches.
At first, I thought they were the Shi'ar Empire, but they're not. And actually, what they are is they were originally an organization in the Marvel comics that was a Earth-based organization. So the fact they have it represented as like an alien race, unless I'm wrong, which I could be. And there's always some kind of what do they call it? Where they revamp things. They revamp histories and things like that. So, case in point. I don't know how much you were catching this, or they didn't really spoon feed it to you, but Sylvester Stallone's character.
He's in it?
Yeah, Sylvester Stallone.
I must have missed that.
Are you serious?
I must. No,
Did you
I'm
watch
just
the movie?
kidding. Just kidding.
Did you watch? That's why your eyes didn't sweat. You didn't even watch the movie. No,
I didn't want to disappoint you.
Sylvester Stallone's character is and Yondu are part of the original Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Yeah,
but
Reavers.
But here's the thing: the Reavers and the Guardians of the Galaxy are two different things, because the original Guardians of the Galaxy were actually time travelers from a parallel universe. So it's like they came from another universe and went to the past, to protect that galaxy, which is weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Reavers were this galaxy's this universe's version of those characters. You know what I'm saying? So where the other ones were like Guardians and they were good guys and yada yada yada, and they were straight up goody two shoes good guys. These ones are the Reavers, which are they were basically criminals with a code, right?
You don't trade kids.
You don't trade kids, yeah. So I thought that was interesting, and I don't I highly doubt the Yondu's actually dead. There's probably gonna be like every other superhero thing. There's probably gonna be some way they bring him back and stuff like that. But,
so plot twist. He's actually a Time Lord.
And that's how they bring
when
and
all that static stuff you saw coming out, that was just him regenerating. He's going to regenerate in space.
And then was it Gillian, or however you say her name?
Karen Gilliam, yeah. That she's actually
she's
Amy
gonna rip
Pond.
off all that skin, and she's actually gonna be
Amy Pond.
yeah, exactly.
It was just like a whole
Amy Pond
They
underneath
were
all
just
that.
playing along the whole time.
Mm-hmm. And Groot is actually gonna be her husband, Rory.
Yeah, that's actually Vin Diesel. Like there's.
I am Rory.
Rory's
That's
actually.
This is where the angels sent them. The Weeping Angels. This is where they sent them.
It wasn't London. Or
No.
It wasn't Old New York.
Nope.
Which was
So,
once New Amsterdam, by the way.
I enjoyed it. I loved
Why
seeing
they changed it, I can't say.
I love seeing Kurt Russell alongside of Chris Pratt. I thought that was
I
great.
just love seeing Kurt Russell. Period.
Yeah. Honestly, I do kind of have a man crush on Kurt Russell. I love, pretty much all those crazy
You know what?
cheesy
One of my
action movies he
favorite
does.
movies he's in. Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh yeah, that's a nice segue into what we did Thursday. So Thursday night we had another game night, and Felton's over, and let me just tell everybody that's listening to the podcast, Felton has game ADHD really bad.
Yep.
Gamer ADHD or board gamer ADHD really bad. So I've got him at the table with a bunch of seasoned gamers, and there's nothing funnier than to watch everybody, like, nobody's necessarily angry, like,
But just to have a mob of people turn against you.
Yeah, but just like, are you not paying attention to what we're doing here?
See, here's the problem. Okay, you can sit there, and I was discussing this with a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
You can sit there and you can tell me all day long the rules, and I'll go, okay, I understand it mechanically.
Yeah,
I get it. But until I see it in practice, and you notice as the games go on, I get a couple rounds under my belt. Now, I was the one that actually dispatched the bad guy.
Yeah, well, you almost beat the game. Yeah.
I almost beat the game.
Now, well, here's the thing too. Like, I don't my gaming teaching style, as it were, is I try to give the basics of the rules, like, just so we can jump into the game.
Yeah.
And then I try to get everybody into the game, and then we kind of go along as we're playing the game. So. That's usually the way I like to do it. I'd rather, because I'm that way too when it comes to learning a game. I don't want somebody. I used to have a friend. I won't mention them on here because they might listen. But and I'm not mad at them for it. But they like to. I shouldn't say used to. This is a friend of mine. They like to basically read the rules word for word, right? Like verbatim out of the book, and teach a game that way. It's me. I'm just chewing on
I just
a
don't know
bone
what
on the
he's
side of
chewing
my
on.
mouth.
Can you grab his leg?
Yeah.
Sorry, we're having a dog-related incident. Bastion.
Hey, come here.
We might have to pause this.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pause it. What do you got? And we're back. Okay.
I can edit that out. That's fine.
Yeah, I think keep it in. It makes it more real. People sitting at home trying to do their own thing, So.
Has he got anything now?
He does. I got it.
Oh my god. Oh, that makes sense.
So, one of the dogs is trying to kill itself by eating plastic parts in the room.
Yeah, it's my fault. I'm a bad person.
So what we're talking about now? So, what were we talking about? Kurt Russell. All that
Getting
fun
lost
stuff?
in his eyes. Oh, how I have game ADHD. Oh,
Yes.
So like I
Okay.
was saying,
So, game ADHD. Yes.
you were saying how you had a friend that.
Yes. So he will take the rule book and basically teach you verbatim from the book, step by step how to play the game. I can't learn that way. So while he's doing that, I'm spaced out playing on my phone and waiting for the game to actually start because I'm one of those people that has to see the game play before I can actually play,
Yeah.
So I try to teach where I give just the minimal rules to get everybody started. And then as we go, as things come up, that's when I explain more, Like explain them up as they come up. Because sometimes in certain games, things may never even come up, and then I had to sit there and explain it to you for no reason. So,
yeah.
But I think what'll happen though is we're gonna eventually go back and play some of the same games. So you'll kind of have the concept of how to play it.
Oh, like if we played like the Marvel deck builder again.
Exactly, or another deck builder. You probably get because it's pretty much the same general idea for most of that stuff. You know what I mean?
I just didn't because this one was different because you didn't keep the cards.
Exactly.
You had your inventory and it shifted out every time, and that's what was confusing to me.
Yeah, and you're not a board gamer. It took me a while to get used to playing board games and stuff too.
I thought
so.
your other friend there that showed up, I thought she was going to punch me in the face.
Oh, Priscilla? Yeah. Well, Priscilla's a derby girl first off. So
well, there you go.
She plays for the Molly Dodgers. So, she might have punched you in the face if you can.
God.
No, she's cool people. She's really cool. She's big time into board games. And she talks tough and things like that, but she's actually a big teddy bear, so she wouldn't punch you in the face. She might have kneed you in the groin, or might have like walked up next to you, like when you went to go get more meatloaf, and done the thing where they check each other in derby. Like she might have just checked you into the stove or something.
I'm not gonna lie, I probably would have deserved it for how bad I was playing. But
No, it's fine, man. Like I said, nobody has said anything like, "Oh, don't invite Joe" or anything like that. Everybody understands.
wait, people are saying that?
I mean, they were, but I
No,
stopped
that's
them.
fine. I thought it was whimsical and fun.
I thought I was like a whimsical fairy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we played legendary Big Trouble in Little China, which Felton has been asking to play since basically I bought it and he saw it,
Months
and it's
ago.
cool because I haven't actually played it yet. So that was cool. I didn't actually get to play because there was too many people to play, but I was kind of like overwatching everything, and I cooked, so I was busy making sure everything was good with that. So
That meatloaf was delicious, man. Let me
was
tell you
it?
though, that broccoli.
Yeah.
On my way home,
Amazing,
I
right?
was just venting broccoli the whole way. So I got a vet appointment in the morning.
Yeah.
And I open the car door, I put the dog in, I sit down in the car and close the door, and all of a sudden I'm hotboxed in, an 8-hour-old broccoli fart in my goddamn car, and I'm just sitting there like, wow, this is the lowest point of my life right here.
The worst thing that's ever happened.
The worst thing that's ever happened.
Oh. God, now you have to blame that on, like, if you have somebody in your car, you have to blame it on the dogs. Be like, I had the dog in the car.
So the ghost of the
broccoli.
fart is haunting my car. It won't clear out.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know what to do.
You have to call it Ghostbusters. If they have do they have like a fart division, like
Yeah.
the Fart Busters? I don't know.
And ghost farts are the worst.
Ghost farts are the
Where's
worst.
haunted?
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. All right, so overall, I guess we both liked Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy, the Meatloaf, and
Meatloaf.
Big Trouble in Little China.
And the
Legendary
ghost
deck
farts,
builder.
yeah. So Foxtail and I are going to MegaCon, right? And we're
are you?
I know we haven't talked about it, like every podcast for the past
I think I'm gonna go too.
2 months.
I got my ticket last week, folks.
Yeah, my ticket's supposed to be coming in the mail because we got the really advanced ones with the VIP blah blah blah. Bull
Yeah,
crap, so.
I didn't do that because the 4-day pass was $99.
Yeah, it's pricey. It's pricey.
And I was like, I'll do that.
Yeah, but we're also we're gonna see Stan Lee again. You got our picture taken with him again, that kind of stuff. But we're going through our comic collection because there's some comic book artists and writers and stuff there that we want to get things signed, like Scott Snyder, Chris Claremont, George Perez is going to be there, but I don't know if he's going to be signing anything. I think he might just be there for the Pulse benefit thing that they're doing there. So we'll see. But we're bringing stuff anyways, just in case. And then Gail Simone, that kind of stuff, like all our favorite writers and artists and stuff. But we're going through all that stuff, and it's funny when two nerds get into a relationship and they move in together, and like they're real serious nerds on both sides. The amount of like double crap that you have to go through and be like, okay, we got 2 of this, so we got to do something with this. We got 2 of this, we got to do something with this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. It's like a lot of people would go through like the pots and pans thing or something like that. If there were 2 single people living on their own, they go through the pots and pans thing. But she's leaving all her stuff with her family, so she's coming to me, but she's bringing all of her nerdy stuff. So we're like, all right, we got 2 of this, 2 of that.
Two Guardians of the Galaxies.
2 Guardians of the Galaxies.
Star Lords.
Yeah, so
Full-size mannequins.
But anyways, so got off track there for a second. But we're getting all of our stuff together for going to MegaCon, and one of the things that we did was we went and bought ourselves a couple of the 2DSs, which play the 3DS games without being 2D. They're kind of made for kids, so they're hardier. You can throw them in a backpack.
They don't cause your brain to have some type of like
aneurysm.
Because that's how I felt every time I looked at a 3DS. I was like, eh.
So yeah, so the 2DSs are nice. They're you can beat them up, throw them around, stuff like that. And so we each get a Pokemon game. I got the sun, she got the moon, and we both got like a Mario Kart and a couple other little games that we can play back and forth, right? And all of a sudden, now I haven't really played Pokemon since back in the day when it was the black and white Pokemons. I think I played like maybe 2 of those games. I never even finished them because I didn't like the stories, and it was boring to me, right?
Yes.
So we pick up these Pokemon, and I am hooked. Like I'm as hooked with this as I was when they came out with Pokemon Go for a couple weeks. when that first came out, I was addicted to that, and so I realized you had to actually walk around, stuff like that. Well, they turned that game into a game that you don't have to walk around. The character walks around for you, and it's called Pokemon, Sun or Moon, and it's fantastic. The graphics are
That's
great.
incredible.
I
So
know.
you just move the character?
I move the character. I just sit my fat ass in
Wow.
a seat, and I just move the character. Although the Game Boys, the DSs, they actually have a pedometer on them, and you earn I guess you earn like little trophies, like however long you walk and stuff like that. So I'm thinking, I would just put it in sleep mode and put it in my pocket. I do that a lot because I go pick up other people's Miis and stuff like that. If you put it in sleep mode, and other people have theirs on them and they're in sleep mode, it'll share Miis and stuff, which are these little, it's the same things I guess as they have on the Nintendo systems, the gaming systems, right?
Mhm.
The Wii Miis. They have those for the DSs as well, so you can kind of share your Miis through that and stuff. And I don't know, I've become very attached to my little DS. I mean, I'll probably get over this after MegaCon, but right now it's like I don't go anywhere with it. As a matter of fact, it's just gonna
Do you have it in your pocket?
reach in my pocket right now. And
Folks, this is an exclusive.
you have to have big pockets though, because it doesn't fold up.
Now that thing, let me see this thing.
Yeah, it's pretty hardy.
It's
It's
like
kind of got. It's made for kids, so you got it upside down.
Okay. I did that on purpose.
Oh, I'm sure. Exactly.
Oh, that's not uncomfortable.
No, it's not. It's very comfortable actually. It's very nice. It's kind of like they took the old school Game Boy and the DSs and they had a baby and they created this like fat kind of ugly wide baby, but it works. It's comfortable, It's a lot less breakable. So, I'm addicted to mine
Can
now.
you watch movies on it?
I don't know, probably. I know it goes online, so you probably watch porn on it.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Ugh.
oh yeah. Sorry. Let me clean that off.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Actually, been nerding up with my Pokemon. I actually went and bought like a strategy guide, not the walkthrough for the game, but the strategy guide for the actual. Because they split that in two. Actually, Nintendo's getting greedy as hell, so they have a strategy guide for walking through the game and a strategy guide for the actual Pokemon. Now, walking through the game is easy. It's simple. They just tell you where to go. You just keep going. I don't understand why you need a walkthrough for that, but the actual Pokemon themselves is complicated as hell. Like, I had no idea that Pokemon have become so ridiculously advanced. There's like special Pokemon that you can only breed at certain times of the day, and this and that, and all this other stuff. I'm like, holy crap! So, I got this guide so I can at least have
what's
some
going
knowledge
on.
of what I'm doing with these Pokemon. But so far, I'm enjoying it, and I'm going to try and encourage you to get one before we go to MegaCon, so that we could totally Pokemon it up. I'm going to try to peer pressure you into it. We're going to see what happens.
Yeah, that's probably not gonna happen.
I'm going to keep peer pressuring you, though.
That's fine.
I'll be like, everybody's doing it. All the other Feltons I know are doing it.
But I literally made that name up based on the fact that no one had used it ever.
I actually work with a Felton, so...
Oh, wait, are you serious? Is that
Yeah.
a real name?
His first name is Felton.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know what to say.
exactly.
I didn't think that was a real
His
name.
last name is not Hot Glue, though.
No, well, there you go.
So, how's your Rick and Morty cosplay coming?
It's not.
Okay.
As you can see, the wig isn't at all even
No.
shaped. And,
So it's going to be the last couple of days before the con. And
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about trying to pick it up tomorrow
Mm-hmm.
and moving some stuff around and making some room.
Well, today, actually, I got to make a sword. I've got to paint 4 guns. And I've got to paint 2 shirts.
Mm.
So hopefully that
I'm
happens.
I'm pretty excited about Beetlejuice. I gotta break up my suit and fix some of the lines.
Now, are you going to bring both Beetlejuices? Both the pirate and the normal?
I don't know because yeah, it is peeling off. I guess it depends because there is kind of like a luau night,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know maybe if like pirate Beetlejuice would be appropriate for that.
Yeah. Or maybe you can try and make a pirate, or maybe you can make like a luau Beetlejuice with like a
I thought of
Hawaiian
that.
shirt and then like striped swim trunks, like black and white striped swim trunks.
Yeah, I was thinking that,
But then high top black socks and
and the boots.
the boots.
Yeah, but then I gotta paint my legs
Oh yeah.
or wear like white.
And then you can't
leggings.
go in the water.
Yeah, or I could just straight wear long johns, or black long johns.
That's true. You could get actually. They have like leggings, the white leggings you can just put on you
Mm.
if you're comfortable with your manliness. Just saying.
No, I would wear shorts.
I see.
I don't want to be like known as a grape smuggler.
Tell me about paladins and how it relates to Overwatch, or do you
It
know?
doesn't.
Okay, because I've seen a couple memes now where they're comparing the two, and I did not know what the story there was.
So here's the thing about paladins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Basically, this is just another. I don't know if you remember a little game that came out called Battleborn. but it's very similar to Battleborn.
Okay.
But if you look at the characters here, there's a theme between them that they're all kind of. A lot of them are waifus. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like a big fantasy
There's a
theme,
waifu.
basically.
There's a waifu.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Yeah, a lot of cleavage.
Waifu boobies.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very reminiscent. Like, there's Torbjorn.
Yeah.
There's Reinhardt.
Oh, yeah.
Like, all the characters, are kind of...
They're just ripping them off.
There's Reaper.
Huh? Yep.
Okay. And I'm sure someone's going to be going, but you don't understand the important mechanics of this game. The another thing, too, is it has some pretty positive reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Overall views, very positive.
Yeah.
I mean, 100,000 reviews, it's not terrible.
Well, it's just in its beta right now anyways, right?
It's a free-to-play in beta.
Okay.
But the problem is you kind of got to pay some monies. You got to pay some monies.
Yeah.
Plus they add, like...
Is it a pay-to-play kind of game, or do you...
I'm not really quite sure.
Okay.
Let's see with this one guy. He's a pro Tricky Towers player.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see some of the cons. It's one-sided. He's just ranting at this point. There's really nothing valid.
Okay. Well, that's one that I want to look into because, like I say, I keep seeing these. Oh my God, he looks just like he came out of one of the pictures that you show me right now. Looks like he just came out of
Team Fortress.
Team Fortress, exactly.
So I mean, really, like it's. I don't want to call it a ripoff because I don't think it's a ripoff, but you know, it's very picky and choosy as the.
Well, I could see after Overwatch came out, that there's going to be a lot of there's probably going to be a lot of games that kind of take that mechanic and then put it in play. Because Overwatch wasn't original in doing that either. I mean, there was that one game. What was it?
Team Fortress Battleborn.
Battleborn.
Yeah, right.
So, anyways, we'll see.
If you just heard me make a sound of euphoria, I just put some Elmer's glue on my hand.
Not hot glue.
Not hot glue. And then ripped it off in a single sheet. It was great. Sorry about that.
Good old elementary school way of doing things. It's very satisfying, though, right? It's like
best.
eating paste.
That was the best.
I used to love to eat paste back in the day.
Yeah, you want? I mean,
no, I need paste, not just.
You mean?
No, straight paste. I'm talking about in the little. Remember in the little jar? It came with its own little no, I'm not eating hodgepodge. That's not or Mod Podge. That's not gonna happen.
It's fine.
It's gonna coat my insides.
It's fine. What about? I do also have rubber cement.
No. So yeah, today I got to work on a sword, making it out of foam. That's gonna be interesting. My first time doing one of those. I'm kind of excited about it, and probably gonna work on a little bit of armor later next week. So that'd be kind of cool. Okay. My costumes are pretty much done. The ones I have to really work on are the Beast, which is gonna be a beast.
What are you doing? You doing Beauty and the Beast?
No, I'm doing Beast from X-Men.
I'm so funny, dude. Oh my god. I can't help it sometimes.
So what do we got going on locally? Let's see. Well, I was thinking about this on my way here. You know what's great about this area, about Brevard, is that there are so many nerd things to do here that pretty much every weekend there's something going on.
We're rife with escape rooms.
Well, there's escape rooms. There's every Sunday they do that thing at the Broken Barrel. They do a different.
This week they're doing Rick and Morty trivia.
Yeah, are you going to that?
Well, I got to work, so I don't.
So
know
you're gonna go and you're gonna just show up there from work.
Yeah. Are you gonna go?
I got to work.
Are you just gonna show up there from work?
Every Sunday I work 16 hours straight. So.
Oh God.
And it stinks. I really want to go to some of those. Like they had a Final Fantasy one. I was like, I totally wanted to go to that. But I'm not gonna lie to you though. Those trivia nights are no joke. Like they are serious. They really are. Like you really have to understand. You really have to know what they're talking about, or know what they're gonna. You really have to know about the actual thing they're gonna be talking about because they don't play around. I went to I think it was one for Friends or something like that. And I mean they were like, what's this person's cat's name? I'm like, I don't know. What are you frantically typing over there?
Oh, sorry. I was trying to get a hold of my brother. Sorry.
Okay.
that shot to the front of my front of my brain. Sorry about that.
That's okay. So Foxtail and I have found a new writer that we're both digging on.
Mm-hmm.
He is writing for Image.
What is it?
Well, the first book of his that we read was Deadly Class, which is absolutely awesome. It's basically, it would be a great movie.
Is it about a class
that's deadly? Yeah, exactly. Well, basically what it is you have a homeless kid who, he's living in the streets because he's homeless. Makes sense, right? And he gets picked up by this group of other kids who take him to a secret school, and the school is for assassins. They teach kids how to assassinate and stuff like that. They teach children how to assassinate people basically. It's written by Rick Remender, and it is just. I mean, it's morbid at times. It's completely twisted. Like at one point in time, the kid takes like a lot of acid, like more than any human being should take, and is on this crazy acid trip, and you can't tell like what's going on, if it's real or if it's fake, or it's really good. Deadly Class. But he also does a book called Black Science, which I've been interested in reading for a while, just haven't gotten around to it, and Seven to Eternity, which has gotten a lot of great reviews. So I've picked up the first book in all of those, and I'll be reviewing them basically next time on the podcast. Probably I'll have them read by then.
Mm-hmm.
We also went and picked up at Barnes & Noble's. They had like a buy two get one free deal going on, but specifically for all the DC Rebirth comics, which was crazy. That was specific. It was very specific to those comic books. But I mean, we must have spent, God, I want to say $250, something like that, maybe more, just getting basically every like first collected book, first graphic of each comic series that's coming out. So like Batman, Superman, Justice League, Harley Quinn, all those stuff, So I've started reading that, The Flash, all that stuff. So hopefully in the next couple weeks I'll be doing like reviews and talking about the rebirth of the DC universe, for like the 15,000th time.
No, I mean, didn't they just rebirth it like 2 days ago?
It seems that way, right? They had the New 52 that they did, and that was going on, and it took a while for me to warm up to it, but finally I warmed up to it, and then like, hey, so this whole like New 52 thing is cool and all, but we're just gonna change everything again.
We're gonna go to 53.
Yeah. So I was just, I don't know. It irks me because DC has had such great writers. They've had great stories. They've had all this stuff that they put all this effort into, and then they just keep throwing that all away by revamping their whole damn universe. And I mean, they did it. They started that stuff originally to get rid of continuity issues, right? But then by doing this, they create more continuity issues because it's annoying. It's hard. I mean, it's great if you're a brand new reader getting into it, because now you don't really have to know anything from before, and you can start over again. But for those of us who like fell in love with certain writers and artists and things like that, it's a struggle to want to keep reading them. That's why I've gone to a lot more of Image and things like that. I still don't buy a whole lot of Marvel unless I get sales on them, because the Marvel comics are ridiculous. They price their comics out of this world, and a majority of the time it's a lot of art with very little substance. Very little like writing and things like that. Very little story. So why am I paying extra money for less words, less story, more art? I don't know. That's my rant, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
I'll let that slide. I'll let that stand. That's a good rant.
Yeah, it's a good rant, right?
Yeah, it's a good one.
I practiced that actually in the mirror a couple times. I was like, all right, so
okay, I gotta deliver this.
When I get there, I gotta deliver it like this.
It's like just like the King's Speech.
Yeah, except for, stupid and about nerd stuff. So
I guess. Wasn't the King's Speech stupid and about nerd stuff?
No. But didn't he have like a lisp or something? Or what was the issue with him? Yeah, not a lisp, but a stutter or something like that, right?
Stutter.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I like comics. I don't know.
Comics are pretty cool.
Comics are pretty cool. I don't know. All right, so now we pretty much have a laptop, like you're saying, that we can take and record on scene, right?
Yep.
So now we can start setting up like going to events and stuff, right?
Yes.
And obviously we can come back to the hotel and podcast, about MegaCon at the hotel, like our experiences there and all the half-naked Harley Quinns that we see. And
well, basically it's just going to be entirely half-naked Harley Quinns is what my estimation is going to be.
And a bunch of Deadpools.
basically Harley Quinns and Deadpools, and everybody trying to ship this romance that doesn't exist between them.
Yes.
So
and every kind of Deadpool that you can imagine, and every Deadpool thinks
people
they're
with
hilarious.
Deadpool with princess wigs, people with Deadpool masks, and zombie wigs.
I must say, I love the Deadpool movie, but man, the rest of the whole Deadpool stuff I just don't get. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe I'm too old of a nerd.
Well, it's a meme at this point. Everybody wants to put on the mask and just run around and be a goof
and be obnoxious, yeah.
And stop it. just please stop it.
I don't know. I mean, if you're having a good time, I really don't care. Just don't come over and be really goofy to me though. Go have a good time.
No, I do care. I do care.
You do care? It bothers you?
I want to control what people do.
Now I'm thinking that you and I should get those Virgin Killer sweaters and wear those around. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't want to end up in jail.
Well, what if we wear them backwards? Let our guts hang out.
Then your guts and your wang hangs out, and you definitely go to jail.
So anybody who doesn't know what the Virgin Killer sweaters, I think we've talked about it before on the podcast, but just a little refresher. Basically, it's a sweater that has very little fabric. Like in the back, there's hardly any fabric at all.
Yes.
And the front, like it's got a very short skirt, and in the front there's a lot of side boob represented, and then it's got a turtleneck at the top, and it's usually gray. I don't think it's seen any other color but gray. And it's something that started in Japan, I believe, and since has come over to America. Now, I shouldn't say every cosplayer, but every cosplayer who's probably got a Patreon account,
any amount of boob,
and a Patreon account will wear this Virgin Killer sweater thing. So, although I have seen some guys doing it, it really cracks me up when I see the guys
hilarious.
do it.
Leon Shiro did it.
Absolutely hilarious. Yeah. But I like that. There's a cosplayer, I gotta find out what his name is, but he does a lot of he makes fun of the female cosplayers that do the overly sexy, cosplay stuff. And I mean, he's dead on. Like, absolutely dead on. Like, I've seen him a couple times with, like, the lightsaber, and he's just wearing his boxers, and the lightsaber's going across his nipples, like that kind of thing.
Awesome.
Or he'll just be wearing the Darth Vader mask, and then, like, very short, like, very small, briefs, and that's it. So, I love it. I love it. It's like, it emphasizes the obnoxiousness of that kind of cosplay, quote unquote. I'm doing air quotes right now. Unfortunately, people can't see the air quotes, but I actually do pretty fantastic air quotes. Like, I don't know if you've noticed, but like, ready.
The timing is perfect.
Boom, boom, right?
Yeah.
Boom, boom. That's me. That's my air quotes noise. Boom, boom. Sounds like a heartbeat, but it's not.
It's good timing.
So after MegaCon, the third Thursday next month, we'll be doing our first D&D session. And
I still need to get a book.
Yeah, you do. Although you can get the PDF and stuff like that if you can find a way to get it onto a iPad or your phone or something like that, so you can just kind of scroll through it. They have a lot of free ones. Just saying. Not trying to say that you should vent the system, as it were, but at the same time, $40 for a player handbook is a bit much, Especially because a lot of times, when people are playing, they only play one character at a time. Like, to pay that much money for something like that, I don't know. That's another soapbox for another time.
So I didn't really understand, like, why couldn't they just have individual books? That are just like what you want.
They used to do that. Did you know that? Like, back in the day, like, I think it was like, I want to say Dungeons and Dragons Advanced. They came out with like books specifically for your character class. So like, if you're a paladin, you buy the paladin book, and it had all your spells, all of your your level up stuff and everything like that, and they were like $10-15.
Yeah, why not? Why not do that?
Like your ranger book, all that stuff. That would be great, right? You don't need a whole book on everybody else's stuff.
I really just want to photocopy someone's book, like just the portions that I need.
Just want you to know, it's kind of awkward when you're talking to me like this, but you're playing with your boobie at the same time. It just makes it difficult to concentrate.
Hey, everybody! I'm Chris Griffin's dad. Look what I can do.
So I guess we've all been slacking with our cosplay stuff. I mean, Foxtail's behind on hers. I wouldn't say I'm behind on mine, because mine are pretty much all done except for the beast. Really, I mean, some painting and stuff like that. The sword I got to work on is a sword for her. So
it's just I'm looking at the wig right now, and I'm trying to plan out how I'm going to get the proper shape that I want. using
Stick a fork in an electrical socket while
Yeah.
you're wearing it?
I'm gonna use some foam to make the spikes and then glue the hair to it.
Okay.
But it's just
That's going to be messy as hell.
yeah, but it should come together nicely.
It'll probably look better than most of them, but it's still going to be messy.
Well, because most people just take the wig and then
Put
they
a bunch
don't
of
fix
glue
the
and stuff on it
hairline, and they use hairspray and they just like make random spikes, and it just doesn't look good.
Yeah, this is true. This is very true.
It just doesn't look good.
So, what else is going on in the nerd world, as it were?
Well, not to date this episode because this will come out in like 6 months, but they're doing a cosplay photo shoot today.
Dara, or
I don't exactly remember where. It was something I was going to do, but then I was just too tired to do it.
Ooh, looks like Sunday, May 14th, they're doing a Breaking Bad trivia. That'd be cool. At the Broken Barrel again, with Famous Faces and Funnies.
So, apparently I was wrong.
Yep.
Rick and Morty trivia was probably last week.
Probably.
Damn it.
Oh, by the way, anybody who's not doing, I mean, it's kind of late if you didn't start the beginning of this, but I think I mentioned it, one of the podcasts, that they're doing the free comic book May at Famous Faces and Funnies. So basically, if you go there pretty much every week this month, and spend like $5,
May 13th and May 20th.
Yeah, you'll get a gift certificate at the end of it. You know, you get your holes punched. But at the same time, they're giving out free comic books. There's artists there to draw pictures for you, like all kinds of cool stuff going on. So, just to let you know. Yeah. So if you haven't, I mean, even if you're late to it, it's still fun to go there and get the free comic books. See the people that come, like they have the 501st or something like that. What is it? The Star Wars? I think it's the 501st. Come out there all the time. They have other people in costumes there. A ton of local artists to do pictures and stuff for you, and some like local comic book writers and things like that will be there too. That have their local stuff there, so it's always fun to look into.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, with MegaCon coming up, it's like my brain is only focused on MegaCon right now. It's hard to think of anything else going on.
Well, I've had difficulty just with the amount of work I've been.
Well, there's that too, yeah.
Overtime, and my office just kind of getting crammed. Having to shove a bunch of things in here. I've lost a lot of workspace.
I did four 16-hour shifts back to back, so that kind of has my mind all kinds of bleh right now. But before I forget, my son has become very, very fascinated with which movie is it now? The Gremlins, right? Loves the Gremlins, absolutely loves the Gremlins, and which is it's kind of a weird movie nowadays for kids to kind of. I mean, I think when I was his age, I loved the movie too, but he just loves the Gremlins. So I'm thinking about, because I have to build a small dragon, a small Lockheed, as it were, and I'm thinking about making him like a little gremlin. After I'm done doing that. So I'm looking up YouTube videos on that, and it doesn't look that difficult. It just looks like a lot of molding. So we shall see. But it has to be durable enough they can play with it too.
Yeah, you'll have to texture it. You'll have to cast it.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily. I might not have to cast it. It depends on what materials I use. Because there are some foam and things like that I could do. I could just shave foam for it.
Okay, you could.
Soft foam. I don't know about the durability that comes with that.
Not at all durable.
Yeah, so I don't know.
The reason I said cast it, carve it in clay.
Yeah.
Cast it, so have a really good texture. But then, you can always reproduce it.
Oh, and I can start selling it online, and
I
start my own little Etsy.
David's Gremlins.
My little Etsy store. All I do is Gremlins all day.
You just get super artsy, angry about everything.
Oh yeah.
I'm an artist.
Every time I see a gremlin, anything, I'm just like, oh, this is so commercial. This gremlin is so commercial.
You gotta straight get a single asymmetrical white streak in your beard.
Yes.
Because that's what.
I think I have that naturally. Actually, I think when I shave my beard, it goes away.
No, but an obvious one though, just some obvious white streak. And then you can be like that body painter guy.
The body painter guy.
Yeah, he dresses like Sweeney Todd.
Does he?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Oh, he's hilarious.
That is
I forget his name, but I saw some of his videos.
Now we were looking up body painter artist who looks like Sweeney Todd.
I swear to God, this is gonna pull him out.
It doesn't look that way.
No.
But, anyways, I see a lot of Sweeney Todd. Wow, a lot of Sweeney Todd tattoos.
That's kind of odd.
Oh, so we saw King Arthur, and it was really good. Really good.
Oh, I wanted to see that. But...
It is really good with Charlie Hunnam, I think is how you say his name. It had a very rock and roll kind of feel to it.
So it was like that movie with Heath Ledger?
No, it was actually better than that, thank God. They didn't shy away from the monsters and stuff like that, so there's all the mythical beasts and monsters and stuff like that. And let me tell you, King Arthur, like, he grows up in the streets and he's kind of a douchebag. And it's awesome, you know? He's one of those guys, he's a hustler, basically. Like, when he's, like, growing up in the streets and stuff like that, you know, after...
Every day you hustle.
Exactly. Like, he's like Biggie Smalls, but,
he's
you
like
know,
Will.i.am.
but a very skinny, you know, a smaller blonde white guy.
I gotcha.
So I guess Slimmy Talls maybe, Slimmy Bonds,
Biggie
Smalls,
Biggie Slims.
So Slimmy Talls,
Slimmy Bigs.
Slimmy Bigs.
There we go. That works for me.
Anyways, it was really good. I don't want to give anything away, but I mean, yeah, like I said, he's kind of a d-bag, which is I didn't really know what to expect because in the commercial they didn't really show a whole lot. So it has a great cast, and it's even got Littlefinger from Game of Thrones in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really, really good. I mean, he's not Littlefinger, but that's the only problem I had with the movie. Is it seems like all the characters in the movie, they took them from other shows and movies and just put them in this movie with a different name. So the guy that plays Littlefinger is pretty much Littlefinger in this movie, you know. Charlie Hunnam is basically Jax from Sons of Anarchy in this movie, you know, playing King Arthur.
Well, that's kind of what was tripping me up over it because I'm like, is this guy from Sons of Anarchy? Like,
which was a fantastic show. And honestly, he's pretty much Jax from Sons of Anarchy as King Arthur. It was actually really funny.
He drives a motorcycle?
He does, yeah. It's strange because it's a mystical motorcycle though. It's made out of dragons and
it's
shit.
It's almost like Army of Darkness.
Yes. Say hail to the king, baby.
He has a shotgun. He pulls it out.
This is my boomstick.
Yeah, I really need to finish watching that series.
You never watched all of them?
No.
Oh my god, bro.
I couldn't find a good source to watch it.
Broham.
Showtime, so.
Broham. Good movies. They're cheesy as anything.
No, I'm talking about the TV series.
What TV? Oh, yes, okay.
Ash.
Yeah, versus Ash versus the Evil Dead, yeah.
Did you watch that?
I did.
Okay.
And I like it, and I love that they've got Xena the Warrior Princess in it.
Mm-hmm.
Lucy Lawless, she's amazing. That one it's great though. They kept the cheesiness, they kept all that kind of crap with it. You know, the uncomfortableness, all of it. I can't wait for season 3 to be quite honest, if they have a season 3 coming out. But it's really good. I mean, I'm a big fan of Ash. I even got the little pop from Cassie's comics, where it's got all the blood splatter. It was like one of the exclusive ones. Got all the blood splatter from the chainsaw up his face and everything. And I like to use them when we play Zombag, the tabletop game, with all the little pieces and the little pogs. You reach in the bag. Remember, you reach in the bag, you grab them out, you fight zombies.
That was like that was just like a really advanced game of Pogs.
It was nothing like Pogs.
Everything like it. It involved picking them up and putting them down. That's just like Pogs.
I pick things up, I put them down.
That game always irritated me.
I could see it in your eyes.
It's just like you would throw it on the ground and like the ones that.
Oh, you mean Pog? You mean the actual Pogs game? I thought you meant Zombag.
Played on concrete. How the hell are you gonna flip them?
I never. You know what's funny is I never really got. I collected a bunch of Pogs because I thought they were cool for whatever reason, but I never actually played the game.
They were pieces of cardboard.
Yeah, I don't know why I was obsessed with them. I also got obsessed for a little while when they made these spinning tops, where all they had on them were like a picture of like superheroes and and Power Rangers and stuff like that, and you had like a bowl basically, and you had like a little thing, you wind them up and you shot them into the bowl and they would hit each other. Yeah. They would I was obsessed with those for a while. I get obsessed with those. When I was little, I got obsessed with those like little collectible things like that for a time, which I guess eventually led to Magic the Gathering card game and Then I was like obsessed with that for probably like a good 2 years back when it originally came out.
I wasn't very good at that.
I wasn't good at it either because I used to, and to this day, this is the reason I can't play the game, is because I used to want to make a deck that was actually themed. So it would be all vampires or all werewolves or vampires and werewolves or whatever, all crab people, whatever it was, and when you do it like that, then your deck sucks horribly and there's nothing you can do. You can't beat anybody. It used to drive me nuts when I'd be playing people and they'd have like, ants and a bat and like, and like a frog guy and like a beautiful witch and like all this. I'm like, what? Like, where's your deck going here? Like, you're just all over the place. But I mean, that they were optimizing their deck so they could beat people. I only played the game so I could make themed decks, and since I always got my butt kicked because my themed deck sucked, I just couldn't get into it.
I got beat all the time by my brother.
Did you?
And
the same brother that I'm twins with, shirts with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your shirt twin.
Yeah. Me and Felton's brother are shirt twins. We both have a skull shirt. That's the skull's made out of kittens. It's the most adorable, deadly shirt ever. I think we probably both got it from Loot Crate back in the day.
Yeah, or I saw it at a couple conventions.
Did you? See, I've never seen it at a convention, but
yeah, they have those shirts all around.
But anyways, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your story. So he used to kick your butt?
Oh yeah, I was awful at Magic.
It's not a game for me, but I love deck builders. Which is kind of they took the crappy parts of Magic out, and they were just like, here, you can create your deck as you play. Made it easier for me.
I do like that as like a thing, but the thing with the Magic is, whereas the deck builders are all contained.
Yes,
right?
That's what I love about them.
Magic, you have to go out and spend your money to buy the packs.
Exactly. Well, not even that, but I find that Magic players
are douches.
I didn't say that. That was Felton. No, I find that it's ridiculous that in order for you to be a good Magic player, you have to spend money.
It's a play-to-win format.
Exactly.
It's a play-to-win. Doesn't matter if you're good or not. You can be terrible at it.
So you can go online, you can go on Amazon or wherever and buy the best cards and put together the best decks. And they put all these decks on online. Like, these are the best decks. This is the best deck for building this or that or playing this way or that way. I find for me it's not fun at all. I like the fact that when I take a deck builder and I throw it on the table, your chances playing the game are just as good as my chances playing the game. You just have to pay attention to the cards that you're buying in the game and to put into your deck so that when you're playing them, you can try to make combos off them and all this other stuff. I like that. I like the self-contained game. I'm not like a big. I call them money hole games. I'm not a big money hole game kind of guy where you have to continually buy packs and things like that to get better.
I enjoyed even the Big Trouble in Little China far more than any game of Magic I ever played.
Yeah, because next time we get together, I'm gonna throw Marvel Legendary on the table because it's actually in my opinion more fun than Big Trouble in Little China. Sorry, but it's just because I've bought so many so many expansions and this and the other thing that it really there's the combinations and things get ridiculous. I mean, there's crazy things that you can do. You can have all kinds of crazy groups of cards that will play off each other really well. So I like that better. Plus, the bad guys are so much more insane to try to defeat too. Although it turns out we were not doing it right last night. It turns out we were supposed to add 6 to the main bad guy, the mastermind. If there were any bad guys in Chinatown, there was always bad guys in Chinatown. So every time you guys went to go beat him, it should have been a 13 instead of a 7. But whatever, we still had fun.
Yeah, it's fine.
You guys still almost lost, anyways.
we did it. It was fine. It was fine. Don't worry about it. It was fine.
It's fine. It's all good.
We did fine. It was fine.
The way I look at it is, as long as everybody has a good time, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Well, the role police aren't gonna come busting in and be like, "Hey."
I tend to not invite the rule police anymore because they really kind of bring a game down.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to try to play as accurately as I can, but if we've been playing half a game already wrong, just keep playing it wrong until the end, and then next time we play it, we'll play it right.
When you guys cheated at Jamaica the other week,
Okay, first of all, I didn't cheat at Jamaica. I'm sorry that I won and you guys all sucked. You guys are all horrible pirates that can't feed your people or pay your dues, but
I made it to the end first.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
With
Didn't
the
we
least
tie?
amount of points. No, we didn't
tied.
tie.
No, we tied.
We didn't tie at the end of the game.
Yes, we did.
Broseph.
Who else was there? Because we gotta get the witnesses.
Okay, we'll talk to Foxtail. We'll talk to Sean. We'll talk to Brent.
Virtually certain.
We're gonna have an investigation in this whole thing.
I remember.
We're gonna have a committee. We're gonna head a committee about this.
I remember tying at that.
We're gonna head a committee on this.
No, all right. Because I'm virtually certain that we tied.
Not that it really matters, because I'm not even. Do you know that a lot of like hardcore board gamers, like they go on Board Game Geek and they actually keep track of their wins and losses and things like that for board games, how many times they played and stuff. Like, well, it's like are you going into a competition? Like, is there like are there semi-pro board gamers I don't know about? Like,
BoardCon.
I mean, they do have board game cons.
Sure.
You know, Dice Tower's coming up. I was supposed to go to it, but I don't think. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to afford it right now, so I'm gonna have to put it off till next year. You know. But I'm actually one of the judges for the Dice Tower Con, so like, you know, my voice will be heard when they announce the winners of all the different awards and all that, which is pretty cool, you know. So because I voted on all that stuff, so that's pretty cool.
There you
go. But yeah, they have a bunch of board game conventions. I've just never seen I mean, I've seen tournaments of certain board games and stuff. Like,
you know what they do in Japan? Maybe it was Japan, or maybe it was Russia.
It's probably all Monopoly.
Yeah, no, they do rock, paper, scissors competitions.
Do they? That doesn't surprise me, actually.
They do arm wrestling competitions.
Well, they do that here in America,
too. This
is
the stuff that's like televised.
They do it here in America, too.
Like, wow, why is this so
They
popular?
televise on like ESPN4 or whatever.
Yeah, but it's on ESPN.
They have slap. You know, they have slap competitions. Like, straight up, just stand up and slap another dude in the face, and whoever bows out first loses. Could you imagine that? Two guys standing, like, they basically stand on opposite ends of a table, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they put their face out there. They let the one person slap them. Then they stand back, shake it off a little bit. The other person puts their face up. They slap the crap out of them, and they just keep going back and forth until one of them either bows out or passes out. Like, I saw one where this big guy, you know, not like muscular. He was just big, like fat. He slaps a dude so hard that he knocks him unconscious. And I think honestly what it was, he got the momentum of all his body just kind of like, you know, just he used his chi to move all the fat cells in one direction. So it all just when he came and hit him,
just
like
the tip of his hand.
Yeah, it was just whack, you know. I think honestly he was actually centering his gravity in his hand. Like, he moved all of his gravity to his hand and just hit this guy so hard, and you just see him literally just like fall straight back. Boom. I was like, wow. That is a competition I never want to be in, ever.
Why would you subject yourself to that, is my question.
Because some people get into that kind of thing,
There's
I guess.
$1,000 at the end of it. I mean, what prize could honestly cause you to want to get slapped? That to me is just the dumbest shit.
Listen, there's just competitions for everything, really. I think it's just people get into it. Case in point, I was out to eat at Chili's today, and on the TV they had...
Did you get the baby back ribs?
Did I what?
Did you get the baby back ribs?
No, I wanted them. I wanted my baby back ribs, but I didn't get them. No, they had the televised softball game playing, and you know, I'm like, oh, okay, cool, you know, softball, whatever, and it's boring, but so is baseball to me. So, you know, I'm just kind of half falling asleep while I'm watching it. But then they pan around. They try, like, I think they purposely try not to get the stadium in the shots for these games and things like that. But they had to, this one angle they had to get, you know, for what was going on in the game, and it shows the stands, and there's like nobody in the stands,
Ooh.
Like absolutely no. And this is like the championship. I'm like, wow, these girls have tried, you know, they've trained, they've worked hard, they've, you know, come all the way to the championship, and there's nobody in the stands except for probably like their families and such. I mean, that's horrible, absolutely horrible. I couldn't imagine that.
Well,
I mean,
you know,
hell,
it's also how much the industry is putting behind it too. You know,
yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of commercial
softball players.
Well, there's not a lot of commercial pull, so there's not going to be a huge fan base for it.
This is Daisy Dixon for you know
the Chicago Tree Huggers. We're gonna go ahead and
I'm endorsing I don't know. I'm gonna sound like a douchebag if I say any kind of feminine product, so I'm just not gonna go there. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm endorsing these baseball bats. Well, these softball bats.
There's these new softball bats.
Is there a difference between a baseball and a softball bat?
Isn't the softball
Is softball
bat,
where they use aluminum?
Isn't the softball bat bigger?
I don't know. I know that the softball itself is bigger.
Because I remember softball bats a long time ago.
I never really played softball.
Like,
I only played baseball.
Yeah, I remember like when
Did they use a wiffle ball bat instead? Like,
oh,
like
maybe
the-
I'm thinking of wiffle ball.
yeah, I
don't
think
know.
you're thinking of wiffle ball with
It's like a
with all the
giant
holes in
bat.
it. And, yeah,
It's like where?
that was fun actually because the ball goes all over the place. So that was
Yeah.
actually fun. I used to play baseball, but I never played softball.
Oh, why don't they use a wiffle ball in baseball?
I don't know. Probably because it wouldn't go as far.
Like they need to invent a wiffle ball.
Like a
that
wiffle
will
baseball.
Go, whew, so when the pitcher throws it.
Yeah, they should
it
do
just-
some things that. Well, it's like Futurama. I don't know if you did you watch Futurama?
Yeah.
They were talking about how baseball had become so boring, so they did all these things to change it up, and it's like ridiculous now. And they have like a pond of alligators, like space alligators, and if the ball lands in the space alligators, you get a certain amount of points. But if it if the space alligator throws it up, then you get negative points. And like when you hit a ball into a certain hole, then all of a sudden the pitcher just starts throwing like a bunch of balls. It's like multi-ball, like the pinball thing. It was crazy. It was hilarious. But then the whole time I'm watching, I'm like, I would watch baseball if it was like this. If baseball was really like this, like they encourage performance enhancing drugs in that. Like,
So basically, what you're saying is, if they took baseball
and completely made it not baseball
but
anymore.
made it into like an American Gladiator style game,
Yes.
that would be entertaining. You know what though?
You have to wrestle. You have to wrestle the guy on first base.
They've done like arena football. They did like trampoline basketball.
Mm-hmm.
They've done like a whole bunch of crazy gimmicky types of sports that really have never like
taken off.
Why not? Why not do it with baseball?
Or why not combine a couple of those sports, like football and baseball? No, football and baseball would be bad, but like baseball and basketball. So you have to hit the ball, but you have to hit it with enough accuracy to get into a hoop. And if you got it in the hoop, you get extra points. And depending on like where it was, where the hoop was, and things like that. There'd be a bunch of hoops out there. And
the winning team gets sacrificed.
Yes.
It sounds exactly like
Sacrifice
an
the
Aztec game.
Yeah, I know. That's true. Damn. Yeah, but that was like a soccer kind of sport, though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like,
they had to.
I mean, they use their elbows and their knees and their feet and everything like that, and they try to get them into the holes of the
holes that are like the size of the ball. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, and they look like lizard faces, like all their gods and stuff like that, right?
Sure.
Quetzalcoatl and all that stuff. Or am I just bringing too much knowledge to this?
Quit and cuddle.
Quittencuddle.
Quittencuddle.
Was actually when I was on the dating sites. That was my dating site name, Quittencuddle. That's just how I handle fights in general. Just quit and cuddle.
Here, do we have to fight, or can we?
Can we just quit and cuddle?
Quit and cuddle.
Oh man. So, so yeah, when I think about it, because I've been talking to you about this and stuff like that too, like how dating now is changing, where like nerds are actually able to find other nerds a little easier now in the dating world.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's even like some sites and stuff that are kind of geared towards that. But even on the actual dating sites themselves, I noticed like when I was single for a little while, I noticed that they put on their like some people would be cool enough to put on there like I play video games or board games. I'm into comic books. I mean that kind of stuff. So.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not like something you're ashamed of anymore. So, and I guess that if you are looking for somebody to date, you want somebody that's gonna be into those kind of things. So that could be a big deal. Like if you're trying to date somebody and they're just not into the same things that you are at all, that could be a.
I covered the microphone.
That's right. That could be a what do they call it? A deal breaker, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, I kind of feel like even in this county, I mean, there's even with the significant geek culture,
Mm-hmm.
when you are looking at people, most everybody is just like, oh, I love that beach life. Oh, I like to go outdoors. Oh, it's like the vast majority of people. And then you look and like, but what do you do when you're alone in the woods?
When you're not, like
what can you do literally on the beach? Like you can look at the sand, hope you don't get bit by a shark, and the sand's dry, it's coarse, it's itchy, it gets everywhere.
Well,
And
on top of that, though,
and then the sand people,
they
they kill your mother, and then you have to go back years later and massacre an entire village of.
Mm-hmm. And they walk in single file lines, right, to hide their numbers. So
yeah,
you never know how many there are.
Ugh, they're awful.
But no, I mean with that though, like what do you do when you're home? You're not at the beach every day, right? Like you get home from work, right? Do you just go to the beach? You go hiking? Like no. So I want to know what you do in your spare time. Like what do you?
Like
how do you pass the time?
Home, like just on the dole.
Do you just sit? Do you just sit on the couch and stare
sit,
at the?
Sit in the dark and consider life.
You just look up YouTube videos about going to the beach and about hiking and things like that. And like
yeah, exactly. Like no, what do you do when you're at home? Oh well, I sit and drink wine until I'm just obliterated.
because life is horrible until I'm at the beach. Or
Yeah,
I'm
because
hiking and
because all I do is go hiking, and when I'm at home, I just drink. And
like, don't get me wrong, like I love the beach. You know, like as far as like I love the beach if I'm going there to do stuff. Like I love fishing. You know, on the beach. I love getting like the body boards and going out and doing that stuff. You know, I'm not a big like sit on the beach kind of guy. You know, but I like to go do things at the beach. Like I love to go outdoors. I love to camp and things like that. But that's only certain times a year. You know, it's like I'm doing that every day.
when it's nice and cool. And the
Yeah,
bugs
when
aren't
it's
out.
when it's perfect weather for it.
You know.
Otherwise, like I have things that occupy my time.
Listen,
at the house.
I mean, that's good and well, but I don't know how many droids I've lost to the sand people.
Mm-hmm.
It's
It's absolutely horrible. You know, they hide their numbers, and it's disgusting. But on that note, I guess we'll we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. I've been the Merce.
This is Felton.
And good luck dating the nerds in Brevard.
Yeah, and see you at Mexico.
Hopefully.